On the outside, it seemed that I had everything one could want. I was supporting myself as an actor. I was working on Spider-Man. I was working with people like Robert De Niro, Willem Dafoe, and Kirsten Dunst. But I still wasn't satisfied. Something was off. I wanted something more. And what was worse was that I couldn't complain about it because, well, I looked like a douche. So, for you have to act in Spider-Man, boo-hoo. But in fact, I felt trapped. As an actor, I wasn't allowed to do all the things I was interested in. So, I went back to school, and that's where my life changed. When I'd been at school the first time, I was there as a compromise with my parents. But when I went back, I was there for myself, and that made all the difference. I wanted to learn. And if you know anything else about me, you'll know that I went to a lot of schools after that. I was addicted. I think some people actually wanted to put me away. But what I found was that life is not a fixed journey, it is open. I didn't have to stay one thing, I could always be learning. After going back to school, I studied all the things I was interested in with incredible people in each of those fields. And now I not only act, I do everything. Well, not really, but I do everything that I'm interested in. Well, almost everything. I probably could have said no to that hosting the Oscar thing, but the point I'm making is that because I pursue what interests me and excites me, my life is mine to control. And that's my little bit of wisdom to you. Don't be afraid to be beginners. Don't think that this marks the end of your learning. This should be the start. Now, you don't have to lose your mind and go to every school like I did, but be a little bit like Steve Jobs. Every once in a while, try a calligraphy class, because you don't know where it will lead. Just think, if Steve hadn't taken that class, we wouldn't have Cambria and Baskerville Boldface, Kohinoor Telugu Medium, or Lucida Sans Unicode. Now, here's just a few more suggestions that I think will make life better. Find your gang. Life is better when it is in the company of others. If you're a loner, that's fine. I was a loner once too, but you will only get better at whatever it is you do if you have a group of similarly engaged people. They will give you feedback, inspire you, and hopefully do better work than you, and push you to rise to their level. Do what you love, at least a little bit. And if you have to do something else in order to support what you love, do it. Hell, work at McDonald's. And if you really love something, you'll do whatever it takes to support that thing. I like to think that if I hadn't been cast in Freaks and Geeks when I was young, and just didn't quite get a leg up in Hollywood, that I would still be making movies in some way or another, even if it meant I made my living by other means. Do what you have to do to work on your passions. Just don't get stuck in the side job. And if you find that you've worked yourself into a well-worn groove, then be a beginner at something. And don't ever let fear or the little demon that says you ought to do this and you shouldn't do that ever keep you from pursuing what you love. And finally, I found that this is the most important to me. Be generous. You are the elite of the nation. You're Ivy League, baby. You've obviously worked very hard to even be admitted here. And now that you've gone through the gauntlet, you're even smarter. Not everyone gets to have such an education. So when you have the chance, when you're that amazing biochemist, or out in Wall Street snorting cocaine off hookers with Leonardo DiCaprio, take a little time to give back. I've been teaching for the past 6 years, not because I have to, I have a job, but because it's one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. I've spent so much of my life focused on myself, developing myself as an actor, and poet, and novelist, and painter, and whatever, you get the point. After doing all that, the opportunity to give back, to help others achieve their dreams, is such a relief. From someone who's been in some of the biggest movies ever made, who got invited to Lady Gaga's 30th birthday party, who's gone to half the colleges in the United States, one of the most satisfying things I've ever done is give myself to others. So congratulations to all of you. You are the best our country has to offer. So please go out, be generous, and be good. Thank you.